Oh, I went live here.
Oh, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Here we go. All right. So this is February 7th, 2022. Is it 7th or the 8th? The 8th. So, Jimmy, I think we're live now, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Told me a minute, but okay. So, you know what? We'll go live again when the radio station comes in. In the meantime, we're live on Facebook. So, we want to welcome you to our show. We have two amazing. Okay, you ready?
User joined your channel.
All right, here we go. Now that was the pre-show. Here we go for the radio station. Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. You see how I did that? Welcome to our show. Tonight is February 8th, 2022. We are so happy that you're here. We come live every Tuesday from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern, and we always have the best time. So Leo, pop in. Leo's my right-hand man. I know.
I love it. Live theater.
Live theater. Listen.
It's all live theater.
You know what's funny? It seems like it's simple, but we have a lot going on. So we have, we're doing the Facebook Live, of course. And then we also are plugged into Armed Radio, armeddigitalmedia.com, armedradioglobal.com. And Jim Bell is our producer and engineer. So I thought I heard 1 minute, but maybe he said 2 minutes. And then we went live and a little whatever. It doesn't matter. We worked it out.
This is how Betty White felt on her first days in television. You know, because when she was
Leo, it's not my first days in podcast. This is episode 233. Yeah. I should have my act together by now.
But our podcasts are like the beginnings of live TV back in the 1950s. You know
what? You
live theater.
Point. See, that's why I keep you close.
And between you and me, we're like Betty White put together. You're the innocent one, and I'm probably the.
Oh yeah, you know what? You got a little Rue McClanahan in you.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, so Leo, let's talk about our merchandise, shall we?
Yes.
Before we talk about our guests coming on, we have two wonderful, wonderful, wonderful women joining us tonight. I'm very excited. In the meantime. So our merchandise, we have so much great stuff. And if you're interested, all you have to do is either email us at what'sthestorywithmaria@gmail.com, or you can text me, or you can text Leo if you're friends with Leo, and just let us know. So we have our very durable, as Leo has told me many times, he's put watermelons in here. He's put water jugs in here. This is our tote bag, and now everything's gone. They're trying to cancel plastic, or at least or make you pay for it. So, it's nice to have a bag. And what's great about this, like this week, I had it folded up in my backpack. It takes up very, very little room. Stuff it in there. And then when you go to the store, boom, you have it. This is only $10.
How many quarts of sauce can you carry in one of these, Maria?
I bet I could carry 4.
Ooh.
I bet I could carry 4 quarts of sauce in here.
It's a lot of sauce, a lot of gravy.
It's a lot of gravy, yeah. So, we have that's $10. We have our mug that's also $10. There it is. A much younger version of me you get. How wonderful is that? And then on the back it says, "Go ahead, keep eating." There we go. So that's also $10. The only thing is if I mail that to you, that's got a little bit of postage on it because it's a little heavier.
But it's worth it. Every morning me and Maria have coffee. I'll let you know that.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Thank you, Leo. And also, I'll pack it really nice so it doesn't break. Don't worry about it. Now, we have our piece de resistance. Leo has worn this many, many times, made many a tamale.
Made many a pizza.
How many do you think I've made in this apron?
Let's see. 2 years, probably 250 tamales by that time.
250 tamales. Can you believe that?
So, and at least 6 pizzas.
Yeah. And many, many, many more things. So Leo's used this apron for years, and it's still blue as blue can be. Blue is our
color. Blue. Oh, well, and you know what else there is hanging on my wall, which I'll get down real fast.
What, Leo?
Well, along with the apron, you got to cook in that kitchen.
Oh.
And for Valentine's Day, you could cook with Mr. Ron.
Mr. Ron Berge, our mailman, he is Mr. February. Now, you're saying nothing but the apron. What the hell is that? That is, it all started because Michael Vaccaro, cute as a button, bought
Next
one of
month,
these.
Mr. March.
Mr. March. He bought an apron and he posted a picture of himself with nothing but the apron on it. There he is. Michael Vaccaro started this whole avalanche of adorable.
Look at that smile. What a great smile.
Oh, yeah, he's so good looking. And anyway, Will Tian Hall said, oh, I'm also going to put on my apron and dress. There's Will Tian Hall with his tongs pointing south, as you see that. I know, his in his little British body there. He's so cute.
You know, he's May, and I had to go from Michael, who's in March, to May. You know, I had to go by April.
Mr. April, Jay Rivera is literally, the world is on fire there. I can't tell you how many people, I'm going to do something quickly. I can't tell you how many people said to me, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Okay.
Yes, we do.
All right. So the reason that I do this is because sometimes the guests don't pop up there for some reason. So here, when I go on my phone and I go to my Ed Kutu from Blade Salon has checked in. David Foley Jr., amazing David Foley Jr., my buddy. He's going to be with me, by the way, at Brand, because we work different nights at Brandy's. But for the next 6 weeks, we're together on Fridays. I'm so excited. He's one of my favorite coworkers ever. So David Foley Jr. will be there with me on Fridays. Vincent Puglisi, Dr. Vinny. Hi, Vinny. I saw him when I was in Miami. We had so much fun. We went out and broke bread and had a ball. And a bunch of other people are watching. It says 5 others, but they don't tell me who. All right. So we have a lot of people watching us. And also, we want to remind you that in podcasts, so after this is done, right, we are going to, Jimmy Bell, our producer and engineer, takes it, digitalizes it, and then sends it over to Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. And then it's in podcasts and it's archived forever. So you can listen to our podcasts at any of those platforms, Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. And just type in What's the Story with Maria. Now, one of my favorite things that people have been saying, how do I find you, is our YouTube channel. Leo started that. Leo does all this amazing stuff. He started our YouTube channel, and you can just go there and you will see all 232 previous episodes. And then tonight, at the end of this is running live now on YouTube as well. But so Mario Davila is also watching us. Melanie Reese is watching us. She's a sweetheart. She's a customer that comes into Brandy's that I love. She's so nice. So she's watching. Hi, Melanie. And let me see. I'm checking. Okay, great. And then Sarah's going to pop on. So tonight, and Frenchie, I was talking with Frenchie earlier, my friend Eric Eves Garcia, who I just adore to pieces, and he's so talented. He's at City Winery tonight with a bunch of amazing musicians. He texted me a little bit earlier. They had a 6 o'clock show and a 9 o'clock show. So they're playing as we speak. And I think he popped on. So there's a lot of great stuff happening. Ed Kutu, by the way, from Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, my friend from high school. For 1,000 years we've been friends. He is also in the calendar, isn't he, Leo?
Oh, yes, he is.
Yes, I believe he is Mr. July. And I have to say, he gets an A in class because he sent in his Nothing But the Apron picture. I want to say he was one of the first ones. I had to chase after a few people. I did have to chase.
You mentioned Mario Davila too, and he's in the calendar.
Mario Davila has a naughty picture. You have to look close, but it's naughty. By the way, do you remember when I said before the show, we were talking with Phyllis, and I said one of my dogs, who is Judy's dog. Judy's just getting back now from Paris. I have the dog. She's snoring. I don't know if you can hear her, but she is snoring, and it will get louder. So if there's snoring happening, it's not me. Just so you know. Happy Tuesday, says Eddie. Yes, Eddie. Happy Tuesday. Okay, so we got 2 wonderful people joining us tonight. Both incredible women, have contributed much creativity to the world that we live in. They're both New Yorkers, and Sarah's going to join us at 9:30, but do we have the famous and feisty Phyllis Pastore in the
The
wing?
very talented Senorita.
Very
Yes, we
talented.
do. 1 second. I'm going to take the glass out of her hand in the champagne
Yeah,
in the
just
green
grab her
room.
champagne.
Put it down. Put it down.
There she is. Hi, Phyllis.
Famous and feisty.
Famous and feisty. That's you. So Phyllis, thank you for doing our show. And you know what? When I sent you the StreamYard directions, you were like, "Oh, I've done StreamYard before." And I mean, I should have known that. You've been on. Leo was telling me you've been on a couple of StreamYard shows. I know Richard Skipper, right?
I did. I was with Richard. I was with a while ago with Mackesy and Scott Barbarino when they were doing the StreamYard thing, the live the early ones when they were back at Brandy's doing.
Yep. That was really fun. That was in the beginning. And
Yeah.
then it's just crazy how many changes we've been through in the last 2 years, right?
It's just insane. I mean, who thought we would be sitting here doing this still? I thought I'd be sitting at your table eating your pasta.
I know you're gonna be upset tonight when I show you what I made.
I am. I'm already upset
because it's really, really good. I know what I used to do. If you're just a new listener or a new viewer, is I used to have my guests in the studio with me, and I would cook up a storm as I do, and then we would all eat afterwards in kibitz, and it was just so fun,
and
right?
it was fun, yeah.
And so we just
Fun.
had a really nice time. But now we're doing it a little bit differently still in the StreamYard. Thank God Leo figured this out and he runs it. He's in California, Phyllis.
Oh my
Leo's
gosh.
in California. I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's just amazing. It truly is. I mean, the technology has advanced so far in 2 years
Yeah.
that it just makes it all possible. We were talking about self-tape auditions and things like that, and I think I've had one in-studio audition in 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you audition a lot. I mean, you
I have
submit
been, yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you did a commercial a while back. Last time you were on the show, we showed it. And this commercial was so fun. And now what I loved about it is you submitted yourself. You've been doing that. That's become more popular, right?
Well, no, I do most of my submissions through my agents.
Okay.
I freelance with a couple of agents, and they've been really good about sending me out on things that just seem to be really appropriate. And I've been lucky. Last year was a really good year for me. I had some PSAs and this and that and this and that, a lot of voiceover stuff. I converted my closet into a voiceover booth.
I was going to say, I know we were talking about that when you were
Yeah.
here the last time, and you're still doing that, huh? You're still.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of it. And now that I have the closet set up right, the sound is really good. There's a guy who is an engineer. So you send him your recordings and he'll send you back feedback to tell you how to fix it.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so that it's really good studio quality. And I've had several jobs that I recorded here in my closet, from my closet into their computer, and then they do all the rest. They do all the engineering. It's just
That is
it's
amazing.
miraculous.
It really is. And how did you learn all that, Phyllis? I mean, we
just hunt and peck.
Yeah.
You just learn as you go. And for me, I've always been interested, so that helps.
Yeah, it does.
But it's all, you just have to stab in the dark sometimes.
And keep doing it, I think, over and over. You just have to keep trying things, right? So Stephen Elbell has joined us, and he's one of my great friends. He's a lovely guy. And he says, hello, ladies. Hi, Stephen.
Hi.
So Stephen's watching. That means that Jeffrey Campbell is probably watching. Bobby Kent is my friend. He's in Tennessee. He's watching. So Phyllis, I noticed that on your page, it also said that you were a computer person. Like you really like.
I do.
Yeah. So
how did that happen? I don't know. I became a nerd along the way.
But I like that's what you need to be, especially now. So this is Phyllis's website. That's great. Did you do your own website, Phyllis? Or
I did. I did it myself. Oh, come on. It's like, with Wix, I use Wix. This is not
Yeah,
a
but
paid promotional thing, but it's easy. It's all template driven. And the truth is, I've had 25 years of word processing experience,
mm,
So this platform is very much like that. It's all, you
well, you make
select
it
it and
sound
you
easy.
drop it in. It is. It's not that
Okay.
hard.
Well, I think it's wonderful. And Leo is running my website, by the way. My friend Billy Malcolm designed it originally and then turned it over to Leo, who has been maintaining it and creating new stuff. And it's beautiful. So if you do need a website, Leo, you can always reach out to Leo Rodriguez and he'll take care of you. And Phyllis, do you do other people's websites as well?
I have. There's a couple that I maintain now, and I've built a couple.
Okay, good to
I built
know.
one for Allison Briner, and
Wow.
yeah, she's adorable, and
So talented. She's so talented.
yeah, she's just great. And in fact, we spent the afternoon doing self tapes for her, which is just a
Wow.
riot.
Yeah.
So the thing is, especially with the self tapes, finally we've gotten down a system so that it sounds like I'm in the room with her
Wow.
rather than on the phone or whatever, and it sounds and looks really good.
I find the self tapes very, very, very challenging.
Oh,
I find them very challenging, and I probably haven't done enough to feel comfortable with it yet. In case you're listening, we have a lot of viewers that are in the business, and we also have a lot of viewers that are not. So George Hernandez has joined us from Miami. Justine Mary has joined us. So if you are not an actor and you're hearing self tapes, explain what that is, Phyllis.
well, rather than
Why we're doing that now.
because of COVID, rather than going into a studio and having a live audition with the casting directors there, they're sending out specs and having you record them in your home. And there are certain things that they want. One of them is a background. You see over here this gray thing. That's my background that blocks out everything but just that in the tape, so they don't get to see all of this
Right.
stuff. And they want the shots from a certain angle, from the waist up, a close up. They want this and that, and then they send you a script. Some of the scripts have 2 parts, so you need somebody to read with you,
Wow.
and some of them are just solo single lines or looks. Those are my favorite ones. We'd like you to look happy, sad, depressed, joyful, so you spend 6 minutes making faces at the camera. It's pretty hilarious. And then you submit those, and they determine then if they want to see you, and if they want to see you, then they'll call you back for a Zoom or whatever kind of audition, so they get to see your personality and stuff.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty.
then they give you the job.
It's fascinating, actually, and
Yeah.
in some ways, I hope to get better at it. I have to get better at it, but in lots of ways, I kind of like it because it used to take me so long to get to these auditions. I'd have to, transfer a few times, and it's just crazy. They tend to be on the east side more, and so in a lot of ways, it's kind of cool to not have to leave your house to do them.
I like it. You can do maybe 2 or 3 auditions in a day, whereas the other way, you might be able to get 2 in and not
Right.
have to travel all over town and spend money on a cab or whatever to get there in time. And
Yeah.
it's much easier. It's easier
And
for
some of these
everyone.
auditions, oh my God, there'd be so many people in the waiting
Oh,
room. It was crazy, especially if you had to get to work. That was really hard.
yeah.
Jay Rivera has joined us. He is Mr. April, by the way. Jay, I cannot tell you, Mr. April in our calendar is getting rave reviews. That's
Oh,
all I'm going to say. Yes, Phyllis, the Nothing But the Apron calendar is out for
I have to
2020.
get it. I have to order it.
Mr. April's here. I'm sorry. I was trying to do a self tape, and
A self-tape? No, Leo, that's not what it means. Oh my God.
Oh, Mr. Comedian, Shecky. We've got Shecky in
For the
California.
love of
and
God.
yada.
For the love of God. Michael Barberi has joined us. Michael, do you see Leo is self-taping himself? Oh my God. He's hysterical.
He spends too much time in the dark in front of the computer, I think.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Now, Phyllis, because he's so kooky. Leo, we should have taken a pic. I'm gonna have to screenshot that after the show, post it on our Instagram page. So, Phyllis, let's get to it. Now, you're always doing a lot of things. You're always auditioning. I saw this little promo of you talking about your project that is out now.
Yeah.
On, and how you submitted for that. So you are working on you worked on it. It's finished. It's a movie.
It's finished. It's out. Okay. Yeah.
Tell us all about it.
Well, actually, the funny thing is, the last time I was with you was 3 years ago when I just got back from Germany filming this.
Wow.
And it was a crazy thing. I had posted my information on Backstage, posted my profile, and I'd just redone my reel. I posted it on there. Like a week later, I get a note saying, "Hello from Berlin." And you know how that goes, Maria. You go, "Oh, yeah, right. This is real."
Yeah.
And, how many of those do you get? And I thought, well, I'm going to. There she is.
There she is. I can't.
You've seen that woman before.
Oh, absolutely. We know that woman.
We know that. We are that woman.
Yes. And our moms and grandmothers and aunts and cousins, we know those women. So tell us what we're just looking at and all about it and how we can find it, because I can't wait.
Oh, it's hilarious. Well, long story short, we originally filmed it in Berlin. We filmed about 6 or 7 episodes. That particular one was the episode in my kitchen with my husband, who is George Pollock, who lives in Jersey. Great, really a great actor. He plays my husband, Pete. And my mother, Trish Osmond, who is English, who lives in Germany, and she does tons of commercials and movies and everything all over Europe. She's a dream. And she played my mother, and afterwards she and I were like the only two heading out to the bars.
I love it.
That was great. But so it started out as a series, and we filmed the episodes to do season 1 as a series. And then he started shopping it. And, that part of show business is the part that is daunting to me. The marketing, the finding people to get money, to do all the things you have to do. But this guy, Mark Giannicello, is a genius at it. And he has been working night and day to get this thing going. And finally, at long last, we found a showrunner who they collaborated, and they said, let's make this a film. So they added some scenes where he was being interviewed, like an Oprah style interview, and they tied all of the individual scenes together.
Wow.
To make this movie. So I'm thrilled. I'm really thrilled for him and for all of us that after 3 years, which I think in movie time is still pretty short.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has come together.
You hear people talking of working on movies you're right, for years, and they have, for many reasons they can't always get it distributed or haven't decided what they want to do. Is it a feature film? Is it a short film? Is it a series, like you said? And so, now they've decided it's a movie. So Leo has posted the link. Tell us the name of the film.
It's called The Finellis. If you're looking it up, it's on Amazon Prime, and it's The Finellis movie. It's on Apple TV, and it's on Google Play. And coming up, actually today, it's being released on a couple of other platforms. I just don't know what they are right now. And it's available worldwide. He's been working on what do you call it? Translations into Korean and German and all these other languages.
Wow.
So it's available worldwide.
So we have subtitles, things like that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really
cool.
So
it's out. It's fun. It's Amazon Prime is mean, that's where most of my friends have been watching it.
Yeah, that's right.
And
I
it's
haven't
available
watched
now.
it yet, but I'm going to watch it this weekend. So the Finellis is spelled F. You spell it for our radio listeners.
Finellis.
Okay.
And it's on the Finellis movie is where it is. And if you click this link, the Linktree link, or if you see it, it's got all the links to all of the
Oh, cool.
platforms. All in
That's the
one.
way to go then. Okay.
All
So
in one thing.
what you're watching now is, you maybe just copy and paste that and click on that. And Phyllis, I'm assuming it's also on your website, right? That you can go and click.
I haven't yet. That's my next thing to do.
Okay.
It's got to be up there. I've got some trailers and things like that, but a link to the film itself is not up there.
Okay, but this is great. It's easy enough to find it, folks. Just type it in. I can't wait to watch it. And I've been excited about it coming out. Like like you had said, I didn't know what it was gonna, in what form it was gonna show up in. But obviously,
Well, the excitement again is that after so much time, it's out, and it's also a testament to just his drive to get it done.
Now he also plays he plays your son, right?
No, yeah, he plays my son. He's the lead. The story is about him. It's really roughly based on the story of his own life. Yeah, there's the Linktree.
Okay, great.
Loosely based on that. His own story is quite fascinating.
Thank you.
But
does he live in Berlin? So that's my question. Why the filming in Berlin?
Well, he's from Brooklyn.
Okay.
And he was an opera singer and did very well in Europe. And so he lived and worked in Europe for years and years and landed in Berlin. That was his home base.
Wow.
So he decided to do the filming there. And now since then he's moved to London. He lives in London now. Wow. And he's doing a lot of commercials and things like that from London, a lot of concerts now that things are opening up a little bit. And
yeah, there's a lot of work in Europe, I think. There
always
has been. I think we just don't think about it. I had a few friends that worked in London quite a bit.
It's difficult with getting the right visas and getting the right paperwork. Someday I'll tell you about being deported from England, but that's another story.
You're not the first one. I have many, many, many friends that have been deported from England.
Yeah.
You've been here 2 years. You gotta go.
Get out. They wouldn't even let me in the country, man. It was my fault. It was because I was stupid. But otherwise, it's just a pretty funny story. But
yeah, it happens on both ends.
You have to get your ducks in a row. It's like you can't just go over there and say, hey, I'm going to plant my flag and start singing, because they just will not have it. And rightfully so.
Right. Okay. Alana Diaz has joined us. She's watching. I believe that she's at the Stonewall Inn upstairs. By the way, the Stonewall Inn, if you walk in and go to the back and go up the stairs, there's a piano bar there now, Mondays through Thursdays. Check that out. Yeah, and it's really great. I work there on Mondays with Susie Campanero and John Bronston. And Alana Diaz is there tonight. So go and check out Alana. Johnny Tamaro. I don't know if you know Johnny Tamaro, but you would love him. He is an amazing actor. He's an Italian guy.
Hi, Johnny.
What are you laughing at now?
Hi, Johnny.
No, Johnny. You know Johnny. Are you winking at Johnny a little bit?
He's flirting.
Johnny. Yeah.
I see you do little rosy cheeks, Leo.
By the way, Leo, I want some of those tamales. I'll send you my address. They travel and they ship well.
Can I just tell you something?
Not in New York, they don't, apparently.
Yes, they do.
Last year, Leo sent me tamales. They never got here. Never. They disappeared. Even if we tracked them, they disappeared. We suspect that there was a mailman out there that enjoyed those tamales.
And I sent them 2 day. So. From my mountain, I sent them 2 day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
2 days? Yeah. Really crazy. They have disappeared. It's a year later and they're still missing in action.
You never know. They might show up.
Wouldn't
that be awful?
It was
oh my
green
God.
chili, really.
My friend Sylvia Santoro, sometimes she watches the show, and her son, we worked together in Tony and Tina's wedding. their grandmother lived in Florida, and she loved her grandson more than anything in the world. So she knew he loved artichokes, so she mailed him artichokes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like it just and when they got the thing, it was like dripping in oil. They were like,
Oh
"What
God.
in God's name?" She was like, "Well, I wanted Charles to have some artichokes." So, I mean, things have been mailed. Andy Lippis has joined us. Hi, Andy. So Phyllis, now if we want to go, let's reiterate. Phyllis has done a movie called The Finellis. She filmed it in Berlin. It looks hysterical.
It's pretty funny.
And they can see it. Tell us again where they can see it.
You can see it for sure on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and Google Play TV and Movies, and a couple other places that I can't remember. They just came out today.
Okay, great. So it kind of dropped in a lot of places today.
Yeah.
Phyllis plays a lead character. She is B. Finelli.
B. Finelli. I'm Tony's mother. It's pretty funny. I mean, I was suited for it.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it wouldn't be funny. I'm sure it's wonderful and hysterical, and I'm looking forward to it. Leo, is Sarah in the green room? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes, she is. That is from.
Hey, will you knock it off? You wake up the dead.
Stetsito, it's my Tony. Oh,
That's Phyllis.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Now, Phyllis, I don't know if you have to. Can you wait in the green room for like 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to interview Sarah. She's in a rehearsal right now, so I want to pop her in, and then we'll pop you back in when we do the food section of our show. Okay.
Okay, great.
And we'll talk a little more. Phyllis Pastore, brilliant actress, comedian, a singer, amazing person. So we'll bring Phyllis back in at 9:45, and I want to get Sarah in because I know Sarah has a time restraint. She's literally
Miss Glassman is in the green room.
Miss Glassman is in the green room.
Yes.
I love the way that sounds. It's got a ring to it.
Shall we bring her?
Bring her in. Bring Sarah Glassman in. Hi,
Miss
gorgeous.
Ben. Hi, you. How are you?
Who are you?
I'm good. I'm actually at Townhouse playing right now. I'm not in a rehearsal, but
oh my God, I can't believe it. Thank you for taking the time. I don't want to get you in trouble.
No.
You have so much information, but so much stuff that you're working on. But the closest thing, in 2 days, you have a show.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, it's called Hopefully, Happily Ever After. My production company, High Glass Productions, we have a residency down at the Players Theater on McDougal Street, and every other month we put on a show. And this one is for Valentine's Day, based on different versions of fairy tales.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's
we're excited.
Great. And now did you write the music for it?
No. So each of the characters, so there's 8 actors. Well, there's 10 actors actually. There's but they all they play princes or princesses. They chose a song based on their version of what that fairy tale is going to be, and then I chose duets and paired each one of them with a partner. And so it's going to be a really cool. It's a cool concept, a fun show. Actually, our friend Joshua J. Bennett, who's narrating the whole thing, is a prince, and it's going to be a good time.
He is kind of a prince. He's beautiful.
Right? Isn't he the best?
Really, he looks like a prince, so that makes sense. So you're musically directing it and really put it together. Was this your idea, or was it presented to you?
Yeah. So conceptually, like I try to bring the ideas to the table, and then our production team kind of writes together. We all kind of write the storyline, and it's a trio. It's Josh, my friend Ryan Hires, and I. The 3 of us put it all together. And
I know Ryan as well. Another prince. You are surrounded by princes.
I'm a lucky girl.
I love it. Okay, so but you're at the Townhouse. What nights? Tell everybody.
Every Tuesday and Friday. Tuesdays I'm here from 7:30 p.m. on, and Fridays I'm at Townhouse at 8:30 p.m.
Okay. Yeah. And how late do they stay open there? Like 2 a.m.?
Depends on the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Around 2, 3 a.m. Friday nights we stay open much later, but yeah, it really just depends on how busy we are. You know how the game rolls.
I know, honey. I do know how it goes, and I also get the joy of working with you. Lots of times I
yeah.
don't know it till the last minute, but you fill in quite a bit at the duplex on Wednesdays when I've worked with you, and you also, do you have any dates coming up at the duplex as well that you know of?
Not right now. I'm just I'm
Subbing.
waiting. Yeah, but I am starting with the Flying Ivories. It's a dueling piano gig that I'm going to be doing that starting February 25th, which is kind of cool. James Barr and Brad Alexander, who used to play at Brandy's.
I love Brad Alexander. He's a great guy.
He's fantastic, super talented, and yeah, so I get to work with those guys and gig around town.
He's a great guy. Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, super cool, super interesting. It's a little bit of a change, you know, getting to play with somebody else on stage. So I'm excited.
Yeah, you know, the thing about this city, and as you know, is if you get good at just jumping on that wave and trying something new, like, it will bring you to amazing places where there will be more new things to do and new people to work with, which bring you to other amazing places. Like, if I look at the timeline that I've been here and all the creative stuff that I've done, nothing was linear. It literally was like being attached to something that was wonderful. And then I met another great person that brought me in a different direction. New York is magical that way.
It absolutely it is. I've been so lucky to work with so many amazing people. Same way that how I met Ryan to start High Glass Productions was I was music directing him and Jekyll and Hyde, and then we had some drinks one night and decided to create this company. And you know, since then I've been able to bring all these actors on, like Jen Pace, some of your coworkers, Zach Nolan. But I completely agree with you. It's all about who you know and just being nice and loving and supportive, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And the three of you, you and Ryan and Josh, your chemistry is so good. Like, it really is.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're three wonderful people that care about each other. And so the product, I'm sure, is of the highest caliber because of that, you know?
I appreciate that, Maria.
No,
for real,
it's
more so like I just want people to feel good in our productions and feel like they can collaborate with people and meet new people, you know, so then they can collaborate outside of High Glass as well. That's why I want to connect people. That's what I love.
I love that. I couldn't agree more. I feel the same way.
Yep.
You know, I feel the same way. Now, speaking of Josh, why you also do videos with Josh, right?
Yeah, so we started singing through the pandemic at Don't Tell Mamas, you know, like the outside tables. I was playing first in the back of the room, and then we brought the piano outside to the front. But then we started something called Daily Dose to try and cheer people up as I learned how to live stream and stuff. And we raised money for charity. And then we also raised some money for our project so we could release a holiday album this past December, which is cool.
Right.
But yeah,
so,
you know.
Can people hear that? Okay, so how do they catch the Daily Dose videos?
You can go to Facebook or to our Instagram page. If you go to my personal Facebook, you can see all of them as well, or Josh's. Okay. But yeah, we're doing right now, every month we do a week of Daily Dose. And if you want to request a song, and we will give you a shout out, we're more than happy to do that. So if anybody wants to, let us know, you know.
I love it. And I loved all the Christmas stuff that you did. That was so great.
Thank you. We usually do 25 days of Christmas, but you know, people get COVID. Josh got COVID, so we had to, you know, quarantine, stay away from each other.
Who didn't get COVID this time? This time around, if you hadn't had it, you got it.
Well, knock on wood. I don't know how I didn't get it. It's crazy. Wow. People are like, "You're immune." I'm like, "I'm not immune," but I did get all the 3 shots. You know, but
yeah, no, that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference. Well, that's great, honey. Now, I don't want to keep you too long because I know you got to go back. Did I miss anything that you're doing or that we should tell people about?
Not really, other than if they want to check out our holiday album. There's a Thanksgiving song, a New Year's song, three holiday Christmas songs that we wrote. You can check it out on iTunes, and you can check my other music out on iTunes or on Spotify if you want.
And that is Sarah
or on
Glassman
that website.
Okay, Sarah Glassman Music. I'm going to spell it for you, Sarah, for our radio listeners. SarahGlassman music.com. So thank you, Sarah, for taking the time. I'm so happy.
I'm honored.
Oh, I'm so happy that you were here. And I love you to pieces. And
I
we
love
have
you.
such a good time. I can't wait to work together again. And
Same.
have fun tonight.
I will, and I'll be ordering meatballs soon.
I can't listen. I'm always cranking them out, so you just let me
Heck
know.
yeah. You got it, girl.
All right, sweetheart. Break a leg on
Mwah.
Thursday.
Love you.
I love
Thank
you too,
you.
honey. I'll see you
All right.
soon.
Bye.
Sweetheart. Sarah Glassman, everybody. Sarah Glassman. How wonderful is she? She's so talented and so nice.
Is
Leo?
she the one that did the Halloween mashup show?
Yes. You have such an amazing memory, Leo. She did. She's so creative. So she took Grease and Rocky Horror Picture Show and did a mashup of them.
Well, remember that was a very special guest you had on, Liz.
Liz, your
my
friend.
Elizabeth, who was part of my original cast for Broken Moments when I wrote
And she
my show.
was great. When I saw your show, Leo wrote an amazing musical called Broken Moments that takes place in a bar. And Liz Price Davies, right?
Yeah, Liz Price Davies. Elizabeth
She
Price Davies.
really was just incredible in it. I remember.
Her voice.
After the show, Leo, I was walking down the street. She was walking ahead of me. I ran up to her and I said, "You were unbelievable." She was so sweet. And so she was in that show. Yeah.
I remember you gave me one of the best compliments for that show. Because you said I was sitting there and I got a little anxious. You got a little anxious because it felt like being in a bar.
Yeah. I felt like I was in a bar. It was amazing. Now, Liz Price Davies was in that show that Sarah Glassman did, but it's this Thursday at the that little theater right next to the Comedy Cellar. It's right on the corner of Monetta Lane and McDougal Street. I believe it's 117 McNougal. And the name of it, I have it written down. Hold on. It's called the Players Theater Black Box. It's a really cute. It's a black box and it's just a really good place to see a show. Trust me.
Is it like a tennis court theater almost? Black box kind of?
Yeah, it's small, but it's not. It's weird. It's like
intimate theater is so important.
Oh, I love it.
When people feel, one good thing about intimate theater is that you don't really have to mic people with the right voices and the way that we were trained. We're not all Ethel Merman, but when people sit and they feel music, that international language go through you and harmonies. I was in a production of Ain't Misbehavin' with James Eigelhart back in college, and we sang that song, which everything was going on reminded me of Black and Blue. Do you know that song from Ain't Misbehavin'?
Of course.
And we sat, pre-COVID, we sat 6 feet apart on the stage. And we sang these harmonies, and it's one of those things. I don't know. I bet you, Phyllis.
I know that. Oh, there's Phyllis now. Hi, Phyllis.
Hi.
Let me just take a moment. Jay Rivera said, I want meatballs too. Jay, I made meatballs this week. I'm going to be at the duplex tomorrow night. If you really want meatballs, and you can take a minute and I can either drop them off to you before work or you can come and get them. I will save you a meatball order, Jay. How much do we love Mr. April? Speaking of Mr. April, Lisa Jacob Sandler has joined us, and she was on our
Mr.
show.
April?
No. She loves Mr. April. She said it was her favorite of all the gentlemen. Well, I can't show you Mr. April. It's too provocative. You're gonna be fanning yourself. You're gonna have to turn the AC on.
Okay.
If I show
I look forward to it.
Okay, Jay, I can't wait to see you. And yes, Lisa Sandler. I was in Miami with Lisa last week. She's an amazing cook.
I'm coming to Florida because I want those lobster tails, Lisa.
Yeah, no, she's an amazing cook. We made lobster tails last week, Phyllis.
Oh, wow.
Well, we didn't. Lisa did, and shrimp and all kinds of stuff. Now, since we've pulled Phyllis back in, I think it's safe to do the food section of our show. Phyllis is going to join us. Now, I need you on the count of 3 to say, go ahead, keep eating. And if you're home, you're going to do it too. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Keep
Keep
eating.
eating.
All right. So every week I challenge myself and I cook something. It used to be when we had in studio guests for our guests, but now selfishly I cook for myself. And that is my reward at the end of the show. And then sometimes I go over to Judy's after the show and I bring her some as well. So Judy, by the way, is Miss October. She's my girlfriend. She's the only girl in the calendar.
Yeah.
All right. So now get ready. I'm just telling you. All right. So I made chicken.
Oh,
I know.
man.
It's so mean. It's so mean to do this, but I have to show what I cooked. I made chicken cutlets, which you know I love a good chicken cutlet, and I hadn't made it in a long time. My cousin Rena makes delicious chicken cutlets, so I said, "What should I serve it with?" So I have penne here, and I made a sauce of roasted red peppers, artichokes, and black olives, in just like olive oil, garlic, and a little bit of butter. And I know, can you smell it?
That's all
Lot
you
of
Tell you,
love.
need.
I'm salivating.
I know, and I feel
Oh.
so bad doing this.
You
But
do not.
Man.
I do. No, I do. I do feel bad. So that's what I made tonight for my main meal. And then for a salad, since it's still cold out, I was going with that like classic winter salad. So we have romaine with cucumber, celery, and carrots, and a ton of dill. And I'm going to put pomegranate quince vinegar on this. Yes. And I order from this great place called New England Olive Oil Company. And they are amazing, and they make the most beautiful olive oils and vinegars. So that's what I'm doing. And then just a simple extra virgin olive oil from Italy, from Calabria, that my neighbor upstairs got me. And then because Sarah, two things. The reason I chose this dessert is because you filmed in Berlin, and Sarah Glassman is German. German chocolate cake.
Oh, wow.
I know. I know.
Cooking.
I love dessert.
Where'd you
Dessert
get
is
it
my-
from?
I got it from a place in Jersey, a supermarket in Jersey. You know, I love Jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey is the best. I'm right next to the GWB. I'm there in 3 minutes, and then I can do whatever I want. And there's parking. Kevin Collins has joined us. Eddie Velas. Eddie, death by cake, he said, I know. Eddie Velas. Oh my God. He used to live in the Bronx, and now he lives in New Rochelle. Eddie, we still miss you. I still call you Eddie from the Bronx. So anyway, Phyllis, I'm sorry to do that. And you know, I'm still making the meatballs, the bolognese. I'm still making spicy sausage and tomato sauce. And now I have added chicken soup. I make this Three Kings chicken soup, I call it. And what it is all Middle Eastern spices. And it's really, really, really good. So do you cook, Phyllis? Do you like to cook? Are you someone that?
I do. I mean, for me, I live alone, so I cook when I cook meatballs. I have meatballs for a week, or I have them in the freezer or whatever.
Yeah.
Now in the winter, I love soup. I love soups. So I make soup, but I'm pretty boring. I don't like creamy soup.
I'm the opposite. I love creamy soup.
I don't like it. I like broth soups. If I make chicken soup, I like making Italian wedding soup.
Oh my
that's
God.
with the little meatballs.
With the little
So
meatballs.
good. So good. My Aunt Anna, my Ziana makes that. My cousin Rena just joined us. She's from Massachusetts. Her mom, I was just talking about, makes that Italian wedding soup.
Oh, I love it.
Phyllis, have you ever seen, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Have you ever seen the movie Lovers and Other Strangers?
No.
You please do.
I
me a
have to
favor,
watch it.
because it's a classic. I'm going to say early 70s. And the people that are in Joe Bologna and his wife, Renee Taylor. And oh my God, like B. Arthur's in it.
Oh, I'll have to watch it.
It's incredible. She plays an Italian mother. And the Italian wedding soup, you just reminded me, because it's in this. It's about a wedding. Her son's getting married to this girl, and there's a lot of subplots, but it's fun. It's like very madcap, typical 70s, funny. Lovers and Other Strangers. Yes, Jay Rivera says, love that movie. I swear to God, it's one of my favorites. And I believe that the screenplay was written by Joe Bologna and Renee Taylor. They also are in it. They play a couple, but they wrote it. To me, as a comedy, someone that also does comedy, it's one of the best comedic screenplays I've ever seen.
Oh wow,
Hmm.
I'll watch it
Yeah,
for sure.
one funny line after another. What's a movie, Phyllis, that you could watch over and over and over again?
I'm a real fantasy fairy tale kind of a person. So for me, I love the movie Stardust with Michelle Pfeiffer and uh, Charlie Cox plays the young boy, and what's her name? Kirsten Dunst is in it,
I'm
and
gonna
it's
write.
just it's just a great movie.
I don't think I've
And
ever seen this.
oh, it's wonderful, and of course, I love The Princess Bride.
Yeah,
You know
so
who?
funny.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, I love it. In fact, a couple years ago, this church up on Columbus Central Park West did did a play version of The Princess Bride. And
Really?
it was just so much fun. And when I went to audition, they said, what part would you like to audition for? And I said, all of them.
You're
I
all
want to
great
be
parts.
everyone in this show.
Well, maybe in
So
one of your cabaret shows, because we haven't talked about that much, but Phyllis is an amazing singer. Maybe down the line, one of your cabaret shows, you can do a 5-minute version of every character in there.
maybe I could. That's a very good idea.
Because I bet you could do it.
I just had a ball with it, and it was cast really beautifully. The guy that played Indigo Montoya was just fabulous. The guy that played the prince, the rotten prince, was fabulous. Our guy that played, uh, our hero was. He had the hair and everything. It was perfect. And our giant, we had this great guy who played the giant. It was wonderful. So I love that movie.
I have a
so
test
much.
for you then, Phyllis. I have a test for you.
Uh-oh.
Stop rhyming. I mean it.
That was the inconceivable guy.
Uh-huh. But what's the following line that goes to that?
Want a peanut? Have a
Does
peanut?
anybody want the peanut?
Yeah.
Such a funny movie.
It's
Such
a
a
great
funny
movie.
movie. Now, speaking of funny movies, and I was going to say that's a cult film for sure, Princess
Oh
Bride.
yeah.
Your movie, The Finellis, was there was a great review that I read, and it said this is destined to be a cult classic.
Wouldn't that be a riot?
Wouldn't that be a riot? Is right.
It would be an absolute riot.
Well, we want everybody. So some of you just joined. Like I noticed my cousin Rena joined late. Johnny Tamara joined late. Eddie Velez. And that's okay. You can pop on anytime you want. I do suggest you go back and watch the beginning if you want to get the whole interview. But Phyllis is in a great new movie that's on Amazon Prime. Phyllis, tell us the name of it and a little bit about where people can see it.
It's the Finellis movie, and it's on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and Google Play. I played that woman, that Italian woman making meatballs. There's my husband George, and it was just it was a ball. I'd never been to Germany. The whole experience was fantastic.
Wow! And how did you like Germany? I've never been.
I liked it, but I was there in January, and it
so
was
cold.
brutally cold, and we were working these really bizarre hours, so I didn't get to see that much of Berlin. I had one day where I took a tour, but it was really rainy, and so I just hopped on one of those buses that you hop on, hop off, and just went on, got off when I wanted to, and whatever. But the great part was just meeting all the people, and they were all wonderful, but Trish, the woman who plays my mother, was just a riot. We had such a good time.
I can't wait. Now, how long did it take you? How long did you just stay there the whole time and film all of it? Or did you have to go back a few times?
No, I was just there for maybe a week. And we did all of the scenes I needed to do. And then there were a lot of other scenes that they had done before and after I left. George and I traveled together. So we did all of our scenes at one time. And it was interesting because this guy, Mark, who plays Tony Finelli and who wrote it and produced it and all of this stuff, Mark is a really good friend, or not a really good friend, but had done theater in New York with one of my really good friends, Evan
Wow.
Pappas. And there's a woman in the show who's a tranny, and she used to work for my close friends who live in London. So it was like all of my worlds were colliding in this space. I had no idea that any of that was going on until I
Isn't
got
that?
there.
But when people say it's a small world, it really
Oh,
is. And you know what? I named the episode before we even started, Still the World Goes Round, because we talked about earlier in the show how it's been almost 2 years for a lot of us since we've had in-person auditions, right? Which we
right.
used to go on a lot of those, you'd be on those auditions all the time. It was very even voiceover auditions, you'd go and you'd record in a booth. And
Yeah.
that's the way it went, and they would give you direction and all that. But here we are. We just keep adjusting. We keep doing what we're supposed to do. Hopefully we stay in the game, because I know a lot of people have dropped out or just gotten discouraged or just are overwhelmed. But you and Sarah, what you have in common is that you have continued to prosper in spite of it. And because of it, because like right, the proof is in that thing behind you. You are ready to self-tape when you need to. You turned your closet, and in New York we don't have a lot of closet space.
Yeah.
You turned one of your closets into a recording booth.
But it was a matter of necessity. It was, I had spent money. I'd spent so much money on classes and coaching and equipment. I have a couple of really good mics and this and that. And it's like, what am I going to do now? Just let all this sit here and collect dust. And not to mention, not for nothing, but I had to keep my mind active.
Yeah,
I had to keep
absolutely.
myself active.
Right.
Otherwise, what would I do but just sit at home and go crazy
I know.
and be bored and fade away? And I couldn't do that, especially when, the technology never intimidated me. And I'm very, very grateful for that.
I was going to
You
say,
know,
I think that there's a lot of things I think people give up for many reasons. Anyway, before the pandemic, and then there was this challenge of this, and I think a lot of people just couldn't do it anymore. It was just like, I can't do this. That's it. I'm done. And I like what you said about investing all that money in learning things and then equipment, but you are good at these things. You got better at it, and I think that's the key. And if you don't know how to do something, it sounds to me like you reached out and asked people that did.
yeah, I did. You know what else I did for a long while, and I still do periodically, is I took voice classes, group classes with Patrick DeJaneiro,
Oh my God. Isn't he
did
amazing?
stuff. Yeah, he's amazing. And he had these online classes. There would be like maybe 5 to 8 people in a class. You get to sing a couple songs with tracks and he'd coach you. And I did those for a long time just because it gave me contact with people. So I didn't feel so much alone, and as has been um, the problem with the whole pandemic thing. I have to say, I'm still quite nervous about going out and being in the clubs, even though I'm vaccinated and this and that. I'm still really nervous about it. I live alone. I don't want to have COVID living by
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, it's
But
hard. It's tough.
So I don't get out nearly as much and mix and mingle as I used to. But so the online stuff really kept me singing, kept me involved, kept me in touch with people, and I really, uh, I'm really grateful for that, for all of the online stuff.
Yeah, me too, Phyllis. I feel the same way. I feel like, during COVID, I started a women's writers group, and
Oh yeah,
women were from all over the country, and we met once a week on Zoom, and I would give everybody writing prompts and projects, and we all came back with things, and it's amazing. And now we're not doing it anymore because we've all gone back to work. But and I miss it. I miss it so much, that connection. But we are all connected, and we have like a little Facebook page that we post things on. And it's just a community
Yeah.
of really amazing women. And I love that. That was something good that came out of
Yeah.
this, you know?
Well, when I get brave enough to come out again, I'll order some meatballs and come pick them up from you.
Well, I can always deliver them to you. I would make an exception for you. I used to deliver them during COVID because I wasn't working, and now I can't really do that because I'm working. But people come to the clubs I work at and pick them up. But I will make an exception and drop them off to you.
Oh, no, it'll be a good excuse for me to get out.
Okay, all right, even better. Even better. Okay, so we have about a minute left to our show. What shall we leave our friends with out there that are listening, that are, because we get, the show celebrates creative people and the reality, I always say the reality of living as a creative person. So what would you like to leave them with, Phyllis?
I think, I said this the other day on Richard Skipper's show, and that is to say yes. If I had not said yes to this bizarre email I got at random from Germany, I would not be talking about this project now. The same with my opportunity to sing in Mykonos, which I did for so many years. You just say yes. It's like, why not? I find so many people just say, every time they ask you for advice and you tell them what to do, and they have immediately a million excuses why not. And
Right.
the other truth is, why not try it? What do you have to lose? Or what are you going to lose by trying this? So just say yes.
I love that. And that's a perfect way to leave the show. So that's what we're leaving you with. I want to thank Jim Bell, our producer and engineer at Armed Radio. I want to thank Leo Rodriguez, my right-hand man. Where would I be without Leo self-taping himself tonight? I'm going to go back and screenshot that. That was hysterical.
Hilarious.
And I want to thank Sarah Glassman. She's just an amazing, bright light. We just met this year, but I just adore her, and she brings so much great energy. So Sarah's show will be at the at the Players Theater Black Box, and it's on McDougal Street, 115 McDougal Street, right next to the Olive Tree Cafe. Go and see Sarah. Come back and see us every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We love and appreciate you. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Bye. And